Introduction to Southeast Asia and more. Our final unit in the World Geography course that we've been studying will cover this area and the surrounding areas. So what do I mean by that? Well, we'll be covering Southeast Asia, which is located here. Also China, the Koreas, Japan, Russia, some of the former Soviet republics, Indonesia, and Oceania, which includes many different islands, Australia, and New Zealand. So, why should we care about this area? What's so important? Well, it's in the frameworks that we have to study. So, whether we like it or not, it's a must. But, just as important, the United States, the country we live in, of course, has direct ties with places in this part of the world. What kind of ties? Well, for one, we've had 3 different wars in this area. One being in World War II against Japan, one in the 1940s and early 50s in Korea, and one in Vietnam during the 60s and early 70s. And what you see here is United States soldiers going across a river during monsoon season in Vietnam. And we'll explain more about what that means later. Also, the economics of this area highly affects the United States. What do I mean by that? Well, some of those high-tech toys you have at your house right now as we speak come from this area. The company Sony is from Japan and makes things like PlayStation. And many other different high-tech toys also come from this area. So during this unit, what will we be covering? Well, we'll be doing some mapping. We'll cover landforms, climates, economics, and if we have time, brief histories. Some things you'll be seeing, well, you see the agriculture. We've talked about this before. We have rice paddies. You'll find that usually in Vietnam. And this is a scene that you see right there with some of the workers as well as the rice growing itself. Jungles, we'll be finding that all over, including Vietnam, Thailand, Myanmar, which was formerly known as Burma, and many other areas. The Gobi Desert, one of the most famous deserts in the world, located in China, and you can see a scene from that right there. Tokyo, one of the most high-tech places on Earth, one of the most famous cities on Earth, and it's the capital of Japan. In China, we also see Buddhist temples, which is a type of religion we haven't even studied yet, but we'll go into, and you'll go into even more next year. Coral reefs of Australia, one of the most beautiful landforms on Earth, which we'll be covering as well. And even Burma, which I mentioned before, which is now called Myanmar. We'll talk about the changes of that. It's in the headlines even today. So remember, I've cited all of these pictures, and you should too. I always say that, but if you look at my slides, at the bottom, there's the web page. And if I was doing this for even a bigger report, I would put it in a EasyBib or works cited page. So please take note as you're finishing your country expos. So it's over. Please write down at the bottom of your page what you're excited most about this unit after you answer all the questions. And I will be seeing you in class soon. Thank you.